History isn't just a record of the past, it's a profound mirror, reflecting who we are and the choices that define our destiny. But what if the most transformative journey in history isn't found in books, monuments, or ruins? Instead, it's the one you'll embark on after your final breath. In today's episode, we're delving into the enigmatic teachings of the Tibetan Book of the Dead. Far more than ancient wisdom, this text serves as a roadmap for navigating life's ultimate mystery, the transition between life and death. The Tibetan Book of the Dead unveils a profound truth, that the journey through this transition isn't merely an ending, it's a critical passage, a test of all you've ever known. In those fleeting moments after death, your mind will face unimaginable challenges. Visions of dazzling lights, terrifying deities, and overwhelming choices. How you respond in this pivotal moment could mean the difference between liberation and becoming ensnared in the endless cycle of suffering. However, here's the catch. Without preparation, most of us fail. We cling to fear, become lost in illusions, and repeat the same patterns of pain and confusion. This is why understanding what comes next is not optional. It's essential. Ignoring it won't make it disappear. Stay with me as we unveil the secrets of the bardos, the spaces between life, death, and rebirth. What you learn here could transform your perspective on freedom and suffering. The real question is, when the moment comes, will you be ready? In the teachings of the Tibetan Book of the Dead, the word bardo carries immense meaning. It translates to an intermediate state, a transition between two realities. While bardos are often associated with the passage between life and death, their scope is far more encompassing. Life itself is a series of bardos, a continuous flow of beginnings, endings, and the subtle spaces in between. Every moment is a bridge between what has been and what is yet to come. Stick around, because what you're about to discover could change not only how you see death, but how you approach every moment leading up to it. Welcome to Historicalowl, where the past converges with life's greatest mysteries. Here's the rewritten content with proper punctuation, a word count of 600, and maintaining the original meaning. These are the pauses in the rhythm of existence, the gaps where transformation is possible. Buddhist teachings remind us that nothing in life is permanent. Every experience, every relationship, and every achievement is in flux. To live is to be caught in this constant flow, where every moment is shaped by the echoes of the past and the seeds of the future. When we recognize this impermanence, life reveals its fragile beauty and profound potential. The bardos of life are not only about change, they are opportunities. Opportunities to face uncertainty with courage, transform suffering into wisdom, and awaken to the deeper truths of our existence. The space between what was and what will be holds the power to redefine who we are. Think about moments of great emotion, joy, anger, sorrow, or fear. In these moments, we are suspended, feeling as though time itself has paused. These too are bardos, and within them lies the possibility of insight. If we can observe our reactions, if we can sit within the discomfort or bliss without clinging to it, we begin to glimpse the nature of the mind itself, what Tibetan Buddhists call datta, the essence of reality. The bardos of daily life mirror the greater bardos of existence. Just as the text guides us through the stages of dying, it also teaches us how to navigate the in-between states of living. Whether it's the loss of a job, the end of a relationship, or simply the uncertainty of the future, these moments invite us to let go, trust the unfolding process, and awaken to the present. As we walk through the bardos of life, we are called to meet each moment with mindfulness and courage. The key is awareness. Awareness that every ending births a beginning, and every beginning carries within it the lessons of what came before. To truly live is to embrace these transitions, not as obstacles, but as sacred thresholds. In doing so, we prepare ourselves for the ultimate bardo, the transition from life to death. More importantly, we transform the way we experience this life, turning each moment into a step on the path to liberation. The moment of dying, according to the Tibetan Book of the Dead, is not an ending, but a profound transition. It is a passage, a bardo, where consciousness begins to loosen its ties to the physical body and enter a state of extraordinary clarity and potential. This phase, known as the bardo of dying, is one of the most critical and transformative stages in our journey. In these final moments, the world as we know it begins to dissolve. The senses fade one by one, like a candle dimming in the wind. Sight, sound, taste, and touch give way to an inner awareness as the mind begins its inward journey. For the dying person, this can be a time of great peace or intense fear, depending on their level of preparation and understanding. The teachings describe this stage as a progressive detachment, a peeling away of the layers of identity and ego. First, the physical body is left behind, followed by the emotional and mental constructs we've clung to throughout life. What remains is the pure essence of the mind, luminous and boundless. This is the Dharmata, the radiant nature of reality. As the outer world fades, the inner world comes alive. Vibrant lights, vivid colors, and powerful sounds may appear, manifestations of the mind itself. For the unprepared, these can seem overwhelming or even terrifying. However, for those who recognize them as projections of their own consciousness, these visions become a doorway to liberation. The Tibetan teachings remind us that recognition is the key. By understanding the nature of these experiences, we can dissolve illusions, transcend fear, and step into freedom. The bardos, whether in life or death, offer opportunities for awakening. Each moment calls us to face the unknown with clarity, courage, and the recognition of our luminous nature. Through this practice, life itself becomes a preparation for liberation. Powerful sounds may appear, manifestations of the mind itself. For the unprepared, these can seem overwhelming, even terrifying. However, for those who recognize them for what they truly are, projections of their own consciousness, these visions become a doorway to liberation. At the heart of this experience is the clear light, a state of absolute purity and clarity. This is the moment when the essence of the mind reveals itself, unobstructed and infinite. For those who can recognize this light and merge with it, the cycle of samsara, the endless loop of birth, death, and rebirth, can be broken. They awaken to the ultimate reality, achieving liberation. However, if the mind is clouded by fear, attachment, or ignorance, this opportunity can slip away. Instead of merging with the clear light, the consciousness is drawn back into familiar patterns, seeking comfort in the known, clinging to past desires, or recoiling in fear from the unfamiliar. This sets the stage for the next phase, encountering the peaceful and wrathful deities. The peaceful deities represent the compassionate and serene aspects of the mind. They appear as luminous, benevolent figures, offering guidance and the possibility of awakening. If we can recognize these as reflections of our own inner wisdom, they become allies, showing us the way to enlightenment. But if we fail to see them for what they are, the peaceful deities transform into their wrathful counterparts, fierce, powerful beings that embody our deepest fears. These wrathful deities are not punishments or external forces. They are our unresolved emotions magnified and projected outward. Their purpose is not to harm, but to shock us into awakening. This interplay of light, sound, and form mirrors the struggles we face in life. Just as we confront challenges in our daily existence, the bardo of dying asks us to meet our fears head-on. It is a test of our ability to let go, to surrender our attachments, judgments, and the illusion of control. Yet, even in these moments of fear, there is hope. The text reminds us again and again, recognition is liberation. The key is to understand that everything we see and feel in the bardo is a creation of our own mind. By recognizing this, we can dissolve the illusions and step into the freedom that has always been our true nature. For those unable to recognize the clear light or the deities, the journey continues into the next bardo, the bardo of becoming. Here, consciousness prepares for rebirth, drawn by karmic forces toward the conditions of a new life. Even at this stage, opportunities for liberation remain, but they require intense focus and courage to seize. What makes the bardo of dying so profound is its mirror-like quality. It reflects the truths of life itself, the impermanence of all things, the power of the mind, and the potential for awakening. At every moment, in life as in death, our ability to meet the unknown with awareness determines our freedom. This is why the teachings of the Tibetan Book of the Dead emphasize preparation. By practicing mindfulness, compassion, and the recognition of our own luminous nature in daily life, we equip ourselves to face the ultimate transition with clarity and grace. In doing so, death becomes not an end, but a gateway to our highest potential. In the teachings of the Tibetan Book of the Dead, the 6 realms of existence are described not as physical places, but as states of consciousness, reflections of the mind shaped by our emotions and actions. These realms serve as both metaphors for our internal experiences and guides for understanding the cycles of samsara, the endless loop of birth, death, and rebirth. Each realm is born from a dominant emotional energy, trapping consciousness in its patterns. Yet within these patterns lies the potential for awakening. The first is the realm of hell, a state dominated by aggression, hatred, and rage. This realm is not fiery punishment in the traditional sense, but a reflection of intense suffering born from unresolved anger. It can feel like being trapped in unrelenting torment, whether through fiery passions that burn from within or the icy isolation of bitterness and resentment. This realm teaches us the destructive power of anger and the freedom that comes with forgiveness and compassion. Through understanding and awareness, the teachings remind us that even the most challenging realms are not permanent. They are states we can transcend by recognizing their illusory nature and transforming the energies within them into tools for liberation. This wisdom carries through every realm and every stage of the journey, guiding us toward freedom and enlightenment. The next is the realm of hungry ghosts, shaped by insatiable desire and greed. Hungry ghosts are depicted as beings with enormous bellies and narrow throats, endlessly craving but never satisfied. This realm mirrors the human experience of longing, seeking fulfillment in material possessions, status, or relationships, only to find that satisfaction remains out of reach. It reminds us that true contentment lies not in external acquisitions but in inner peace. The animal realm arises from ignorance and complacency. It represents a life of instinctual living, where one avoids facing deeper truths or seeking growth. In this state, existence is ruled by fear, survival, and routine with little curiosity or awareness. The animal realm teaches us the dangers of intellectual laziness and the need to remain open and engaged with life's mysteries. The human realm is unique. It is marked by desire, passion, and ambition, but also by creativity and potential. This realm offers a balance between suffering and opportunity, making it the ideal state for pursuing enlightenment. Yet, it is also fraught with doubts, dissatisfaction, and an endless striving for more. Here, we learn the importance of gratitude, mindfulness, and using our human existence as a bridge to higher awareness. The realm of jealous gods, or asuras, is shaped by envy and a sense of competition. Here, beings are consumed by rivalry, constantly comparing themselves to others and striving for dominance. This realm reflects the human tendency to measure self-worth through external validation and success. It reminds us that true fulfillment comes not from superiority, but from cooperation and humility. Finally, the realm of the gods represents pleasure and a sense of invincibility. It is a state of immense joy and comfort, yet it is deceptive. Because this realm offers such ease, its inhabitants often forget impermanence and fail to prepare for inevitable change. The God realm teaches us the value of spiritual diligence, even in times of comfort, and reminds us that no state, no matter how blissful, is eternal. What makes these realms so powerful is their dual nature. On one hand, they represent emotional traps that keep us bound to the cycle of samsara. On the other, they are opportunities for transformation. The anger of the hell realm can become clarity and strength when faced with awareness. The longing of the hungry ghost realm can lead to compassion for others who suffer. Thus, the 6 realms are not distant or abstract. They are present within each of us, appearing moment by moment in our emotions, choices, and reactions. Every time we feel anger, we enter the hell realm. Each moment of greed pulls us into the hungry ghost realm. Even the bliss of accomplishment can reflect the God realm. These realms are reflections of the mind, and our journey through them depends on our awareness. The ultimate teaching of the Tibetan Book of the Dead is that these realms are not fixed. They are illusions created by the mind, and their power over us dissolves when we recognize them as such. By cultivating mindfulness, compassion, and the wisdom to see through these illusions, we can rise above the 6 realms and awaken to our true nature. The 6 realms remind us that suffering and liberation are 2 sides of the same coin. When we face our inner worlds with courage and clarity, we begin to transform the very states that bind us into stepping stones toward enlightenment. Within the teachings of the Tibetan Book of the Dead, a powerful truth is revealed. Liberation is not found through escaping the cycles of life and death, but by recognizing the nature of mind itself. This path is known as liberation through recognition, and it forms the cornerstone of the book's wisdom. At its heart, this teaching reminds us that the visions, sounds, and lights we encounter in the bardos, whether in life, death, or rebirth, are not external forces. They are projections of our own consciousness, reflections of the mind's vast potential. The peaceful deities, the wrathful deities, and the radiant lights all arise from within us. The key is learning to recognize them for what they truly are. The moment of recognition is profound. It is the instant when the illusions of separation dissolve and the true nature of the mind, luminous and boundless, is revealed. Through this recognition, we transcend the illusions of the 6 realms and awaken to our ultimate potential. This teaching underscores that the journey through life and death is not about escaping, but about realizing the infinite possibilities within. It is a path that transforms suffering into wisdom and illusion into truth, offering a way to liberation that is always present, waiting for us to see it. The mind sees its true nature, luminous, infinite, and inseparable from the fabric of existence. This is what the text calls tata, the essence of reality. For those who can recognize it, the cycle of samsara is broken and liberation is immediate. But why is this recognition so difficult? The mind, conditioned by lifetimes of fear, attachment, and delusion, clings to what it knows. When the clear light appears, the pure, radiant essence of the mind, many turn away, frightened by its brilliance. Instead, they grasp at familiar patterns, drawn back into the illusions of identity and desire. This is why preparation is vital. The Tibetan Book of the Dead emphasizes the importance of spiritual practice in daily life, so that when the moment comes, the mind is ready. Through meditation, mindfulness, and cultivating awareness, we train ourselves to meet the unknown with openness rather than fear. In the bardo of dying, consciousness is presented with extraordinary opportunities for liberation. The luminous, clear light appears, offering the ultimate chance to awaken. However, if this is missed, the journey continues through encounters with peaceful and wrathful deities. These figures are not to be feared. They are aspects of our own wisdom, reflecting both our potential and unresolved emotions. The peaceful deities represent serenity, compassion, and the boundless nature of the mind. They extend a hand of guidance, inviting us to merge with their light and wisdom. If we can recognize them as expressions of our true self, they become doorways to enlightenment. The wrathful deities, on the other hand, embody the raw power of transformation. They may seem terrifying, but their energy is a reflection of our inner strength. Their ferocity shatters the illusions that bind us and urges us to confront and transcend our fears. Recognition of these deities, whether peaceful or wrathful, is liberation. This teaching is not confined to the afterlife. In daily life, we encounter countless opportunities for recognition. Every emotion, thought, and experience is a reflection of the mind. When we face anger, can we see it as a projection rather than an absolute truth? When we experience joy, can we recognize it as the mind's natural luminosity? Every moment is a chance to awaken. The light and sounds of the bardos are metaphors for the challenges and opportunities we encounter in life. The bright, radiant lights represent wisdom, clarity, and the potential for transcendence. The softer, dimmer lights symbolize attachment and comfort, drawing us back into the familiar patterns of samsara. To recognize the bright light and choose it over the dim is to step toward liberation. Even in the face of fear or uncertainty, the Tibetan Book of the Dead reminds us that liberation is always possible. It is as simple and profound as realizing that everything we experience is a projection of the mind. The moment we see through the illusion, we awaken to our true nature. This is why the text serves as both a guide for the dying and a manual for the living. By practicing recognition, we learn to face life's transitions with grace and clarity. We prepare ourselves for the ultimate transition when it comes. The message is clear. Liberation is not something we achieve, it is something we realize. It is already within us, waiting to be seen. The light of awareness, the wisdom of the deities, and the radiance of the clear light are all aspects of the same truth, the boundless nature of the mind. In the end, the path of liberation is not about escaping the cycle of life and death, but about understanding it. By recognizing the projections of the mind and merging with the luminous essence of reality, we transcend the illusions of samsara. Liberation is nothing less than the full realization of who we have always been. The Tibetan Book of the Dead offers a timeless message, serving as a guide not just for the transition of death, but for the journey of life itself. At its heart, it calls us to recognize the truth that lies within each moment, that liberation is always possible, and that the essence of who we are is luminous and infinite. Life and death are not opposites, they are parts of the same eternal cycle. Just as the seasons change, so too do we. Within every change, every transition, lies a profound opportunity for awakening. Life is a continuous series of transitions, or bardos, moments that bridge the past with the future. To navigate these transitions with clarity and purpose, you must cultivate mindfulness and self-awareness. This begins with recognizing that nothing in life is permanent. Relationships, achievements, challenges, or even moments of joy. Embracing impermanence allows you to appreciate the beauty of fleeting moments without clinging to them or fearing their end. Practice gratitude daily, acknowledging the value of each experience as it arises. By doing so, you'll foster resilience and inner peace. One of the most profound lessons from these teachings is to face fear with courage. Fear often stems from attachment, clinging to what we know and resisting change. When fear arises, instead of running from it, sit with it. Observe it as a projection of your mind rather than an absolute truth. Ask yourself, what am I truly afraid of? Often, fear loses its grip when you shine the light of awareness upon it. Cultivating this mindset prepares you for life's uncertainties and empowers you to meet challenges with confidence. Another key practice is to transform negative emotions into opportunities for growth. For example, anger, a reflection of the hell realm, can consume you if left unchecked. However, if you pause and reflect, anger can reveal unmet needs or boundaries that require attention. Instead of reacting impulsively, channel this energy into clear communication or constructive action. Similarly, moments of longing or dissatisfaction, akin to the hungry ghost realm, remind you to seek contentment within yourself, rather than external possessions or validation. Regular meditation can help ground you in this truth, teaching you to observe cravings without being controlled by them. Incorporating mindfulness into daily life is essential. Start with small, consistent practices. Take a few moments each day to focus on your breath, allowing it to anchor you in the present moment. When you feel overwhelmed, return to this practice. Mindfulness helps you navigate life's transitions with grace, enabling you to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Over time, this cultivates a sense of calm and clarity, even in the face of adversity. Compassion, both for yourself and others, is another cornerstone of living a liberated life. Understand that everyone, including you, carries burdens and struggles shaped by their own bardos. Offer kindness, patience, and understanding, especially when it's challenging. Forgive yourself for past mistakes and allow space for growth. Recognize that every misstep is an opportunity to learn and realign with your values. Finally, prioritize moments of reflection and introspection. Set aside time each day to assess how you're living. Are your actions aligned with your higher purpose? Are you allowing fear or attachment to dictate your choices? Use this time to recalibrate and focus on what truly matters: growth, connection, and inner peace. Journaling can be a powerful tool for this practice, helping you uncover patterns and track progress. By living with mindfulness, compassion, and courage, you transform life's transitions into sacred thresholds of growth. Each moment becomes a step toward realizing your luminous, infinite nature. In doing so, you prepare not just for life's challenges, but for the ultimate journey of liberation.